my name is Megan and I'm in my late 20s and I've been working with Rhi since the start of May. I had a friend who had been working with Rhi twice actually, and when she started working with her again, I decided to give it a go after I'd seen the success she was having. I work from home and I have been working from home since the start of the pandemic, and I just kind of felt myself feeling like I needed to get in a new rhythm, a new habit, a new kind of day-to-day, but I didn't really know what that should look like. Just for me personally, based on my, previous health history of just kind of, how I've grown up, what my day-to-day activities like, how active I am normally, just based on my weight growing up. I just didn't really know what I should even be striving for. So I was really excited to work with Rhi to really kind of understand what my day should look like, knowing how active I am, not active I am, working from home, how many steps should I be striving for, what kind of food should I be eating, how much food should I be eating, if I am looking to kind of refine my composition a little bit, what are my goals? Maybe I didn't have strong goals to go into it, but working with Rhi, we were able to kind of really understand what areas that I really could excel in to start with and then kind of go from there. And I've learned so much about myself, and I really already kind of thought I had a good base for, what are healthy foods, what are not healthy foods, but definitely there was still a lot of room for improvement, which is always nice to feel like we're constantly improving. And I learned that my body is super sensitive and that it's very responsive. If I want to have a diet break and have a fun weekend and celebrate with my friends, I'm going to expect the scale to reflect that. Even if my body isn't physically changing after just 1 or 2 days of enjoying myself, without, much limitation, I'm going to see an impact on that. But then conversely, I know that after a couple of days of kind of getting back and being regular and doing those things, I will see that scale get right back to where it wants to be. Even working out, like doing measurements after a day that maybe was really intense in strength and maybe my body was a little bit more inflamed, I'm gonna see those changes into my body, which has been so eye-opening just to kind of understand what my body is doing. Like, obviously I came to Rhi wanting to refine my day-to-day, maybe, lose a couple pounds from just being at home with the pandemic and really being a little bit more sedentary. But I'm also learning just so much about my body and how certain activities can affect my body and affect the tracking of my progress and when to not take it so seriously. Like, obviously going on vacation, I saw a little bit of an increase in things like that, but I'm seeing that right bounce back, and that just makes it the whole process less stressful. I don't feel like I'm looking at it all the time and stressing about it all the time, and it's just been so great. I really am just so excited to still be working with Rhi, and I want to work with her probably a lot longer than I originally planned going into it, just based on the relationship that we've built, what we've been able to accomplish, and just kind of understanding the long-term impacts of working with her. I personally haven't had a huge issue being super compliant with protocols, which is great. But I'm really excited to get to the point where I don't have to track anymore. So while we've been in a cutting phase for the last couple of weeks, actually probably almost 2 months now at this point, and it's been going really well. I haven't had too much of a struggle with it. I'm excited to get to the point where I can be back to like a maintenance and just kind of maintaining my day-to-day life. I'm very social. I have lots of friends. My schedule is changing all the time. So being able to have those tools to maintain the progress that I'm having without as much fluctuation and feeling like I'm staying within a good, healthy bound for myself and my body type and my activity levels and just all of my goals there is something that I'm really hoping to get to. And I know without a doubt Rhi can get me there. And it's going to be fun along the way, which is always a pleasure as well when dealing with these types of things. I do also, for the people that are maybe worried about how much tracking and information and time we're putting into this, that was something I was a little worried about going into it. Is this going to consume my whole life? Am I going to spend every waking moment thinking about what am I eating, taking my photos, what am I doing today? And yes and no. I feel like it's something that's been good because it's kind of seamlessly fit into my day-to-day, and I don't feel like it's allowing me or encouraging me to take away from everyday life. It's really making me think about the decisions I'm making and being very intentional about the decisions that I'm making. Is this going to really get me where I want to go? What are the pros and cons of this decision right now? How does this fit in with the bigger priority of things that I have going on? Is this going to create me so much stress for how much worth it is? It's only 5 grams, things like that. So I think that aspect of it is just as important, of how much time you're spending on it, focusing on it, but then having that information to compare back to, especially when I have weeks where maybe I had dinner really late before bed, or I did have a higher sodium day and my weight and my measurements maybe not are as reflective to my progress. I have the photos, or conversely, if my photos don't really look that different, I see the change in my weight. So they all kind of work together, and everything is just so great, just to see the system and everything together, which I love so much.